name is Toby Summerfield. I'm a guitar player and bass player in Chicago. I think it's hard to be a musician and not be an improviser at some level. Like the first musicians had to be improvisers because there weren't instruments and there weren't genres or pedagogy to deal with. In my experience, the best musical experiences have some sense of that. I don't know if it's really preciousness is the word, but like a temporal quality, like it only exists while it's happening. When I first got a sampling pedal, it was because I was playing in this band with no bass player, and there was a lot of like compositional need for like a fourth voice happening, a bass line or a riff or whatever that then the trumpet player and I could deal with on top of. So I bought this line 6 pedal. I looked at, there was a Boss pedal and there's the boomerang and all these other things, and I went and played them all, and this is the one that made the most sense to me. I don't know what it was originally, but just felt sensible, I guess. And then after playing it with it for a while in almost exclusively that context where it's like play a riff and sample it and play over it, I started working on a bigger vocabulary with it, where it sort of became its own instrument to a degree. I like head rush pedals and I like boomerangs, and I never really dug the Boss pedal, the Boss sampling station pedal. And I'd like to check out the Echoplex, where you can link a whole bunch of musicians together. Like the band Battles does that really expertly. But those are really a lot of bread. One of the things I really like about it is you have this this pre-sample delay function, so you can do like, see if it's happening yet. There's a lot of fun to be made of me at shows if I'm turning knobs up and down with my feet. So you have this nice section where you can, when you're in the sampling function, you have this delay setting. So you can do all this stuff. One of the things that I got really interested in with sampling pedals was the additive stuff with difference tones, like I'm sitting in a room, or what's the other one? That's the Lucier one, and then there's one that Steve Reich did. Kind of works the same way. Like, so you say a thing and you say it over and over again, and eventually all you hear is the sounds and no voices. So doing something like, you know, something as simple as this, like sampling it and just letting it go. And so you get these other funny sounds. You can hear how it reinforces or it takes part. That's if you're doing something really rhythmic. What I got really excited about was just long notes. So if you use the volume pedal, you fade in, it'll hang on to these notes for you. Sort of cloud happening. And just in the delay itself, that can be really rich sounding. As soon as you start sampling it, you bring out all the difference tones, and the sort of consonances and dissonances make these other patterns happen. So the high notes come out, and each pass through the loop, it gets different. You can let the delay go, add a spot you like, sort of empty it out, then add new notes. And suddenly you've got this whole other world happening. That's sort of one end of that vocabulary that I like to use. I got it for the sake of doing like or whatever, you know, that sort of setting where I'm in charge of being the riff and soloing, and the trumpet player's got his part or somebody else has their part. That was the impetus, and then sort of finding those sounds. It was kind of lucky because the other sampling pedals I was interested in couldn't do that kind of stuff. You know, this has it has the halftime and the reverse settings, which sort of make up a lot of that vocabulary. And the pre-delay setting. You know, I like Brian Eno, and I like the stuff that he did with Robert Fripp, and being able to do that, something like that or something emulative of that, like by myself, is pretty cool. You know, I've used 2 at a time before, which can be really fun because you can...
2 of these?
2 of these, yeah, I'll borrow one from somebody. You can have the two sets of sounds happening and have them fighting each other or dealing with each other or whatever, and have it not be permanent, have it not be written into the memory of the machine. So you can turn one off and turn another one on and then change one and not change the whole thing, which is a little bit richer as far as like the variation you can go into.